Waging war on corruption. Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
You know, I've talked about how things are going to get more and more Twilight Zone, totally open borders, government funding IS, ISIS, then bombing them when they get out of areas they're not supposed to enter. It's kind of like painting by colors. They tell Al-Qaeda where they're supposed to attack, change their names, the public doesn't figure it out. Oh, you got outside the lines, slap your wrist. It's just insane. Look at the headlines on Infowars.com. I haven't even gotten into the riots yet. We've got 15 after. We've got Pastor Chuck Baldwin joining us. Let's go to your phone calls. Lisa in California, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. Happy Monday. Happy full moon. I think we are seeing the effects of it. What a crazy weekend. It's really hard to watch my town burn. From Ferguson, that area, grew up there. And, you know, they've been race baiting that area probably for 20 years. Started back in high school, and we had a really nice new high school, and they started busing in all the inner city kids to our high school, caused all kinds of problems. They didn't want to be there. We didn't. I mean, we welcomed them, but, you know, then there was vandalism and all kinds of chaos, bathrooms torn up, the stall doors missing. You know, I couldn't walk down the hall in a skirt without getting it flipped up. It was just horrible. And I think I'm seeing that sort of played out now. And it reminds me of the open borders where, you know, we're bringing in people who aren't going to appreciate it here. The natives or whatever we are aren't going to appreciate them. And it just sets up this whole horrible, chaotic situation. And it really makes me sad to see. And then, you know, I guess you saw the militarized vehicles coming down the street. And it's just off the chain. Absolutely horrible. I don't know how to fix it, but I think it's a long time coming.
No, I hear you. And of course, those tanks, those are Bradley fighting vehicles, were being sent to a Homeland Security base. People saw the tanks on the train rolling through and thought, oh, they're here to save us. No. Those are for the Tea Party, not for people burning down buildings and looting the shops. So, and now Trayvon Martin's lawyer is going to take over and go race bait the entire deal after a black youth was shot. And again, who even needs the military when all these militarized police showed up with the armored vehicles and the rest of it? But then basically stood there while the people looted and rioted. And, you know, you also notice they always loot corporate stores because nobody's going to protect them. Just like what happened in the L.A. riots, the Korean shops that were privately owned didn't get looted because people went there with shotguns, started shooting people. And see, if somebody was trying to loot my operation, I would simply wait till they knock the door down, and then we'll be waiting with shotguns and 223s and 308s on the other side. We're going to defend our property. And so that's the answer. I mean, if people were looting my business, the minute they crossed the threshold, they would get justice there on the spot. But it is just unspeakable, the type of stuff that's going on. And then people wonder why businesses end up leaving the neighborhoods. But this has all been sold as acceptable, and the entire country is a time bomb. Can you imagine what will happen, Lisa, if the welfare checks, when the country starts breaking down or the dollar goes belly up, stop showing up or stop having the same purchasing value?
Oh, it's awful. And I think that, you know, somebody said if these people had a job to go to this morning, they may not have been out all night last night tearing up the town. You know, it's really sad. It's just awful to see. And I don't know how to fix it. People have to stand together. And somebody else said, you know, oh, my gosh, when this kid's funeral happens, you know, what's going to happen to the town? Is everyone going to erupt and go crazy then? I don't know. Where does it end? So that's that. And I also want to bring up another point about the vaccines that you touched on. I'm a vet tech, and I have to tell you that the same thing happens to the animals that happens to the children.
Hold on, I want to hear as a vet tech what happens to animals when you give them the vaccines. That's why vets have gone from giving them every year to about every 3, because it kills the dogs.
Hi, I'm Dr. Edward Grew. It took me 20 years of searching the globe to find the deposit of the highest purity iodine available. The new Survival Shield X2 is mined from 7,000 to 10,000 feet below the earth in pristine, environmentally clean conditions. The iodine crystals we use are extracted from an ancient 300 million plus year old deposit deep in the earth. It's the strongest nascent iodine on the market today. It delivers 650 micrograms per drop. Experience the new formula. Experience the ancient purity. Shield your family. Survival Shield X2. Available now at InfoWarsLife.com.
X2 from InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. I've always believed in nutrition and herbs. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency.
I just received my Male Vitality about 3 days ago, and I must say, that is good stuff.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality and getting the day started.
It's not just the Super Male Vitality. All the products at InfoWarsLife.com are simply amazing. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
City of Austin tap water versus filtered City of Austin tap water.
I can taste dirt in it.
God knows what's in this.
These people just sampled City of Austin tap water straight from the faucet. Next, we had them try a sample of tap water filtered through the ProPure G2.0 filtration system.
That one is better.
Tastes like nothing.
Yep, I know what good water tastes like. It's good water.
Most tap water contains added substances like fluoride, chlorine, glyphosate, and many others. Studies prove that these substances are linked to an assortment of major health issues, including tooth decay, lowered IQ, and even cancer.
It tastes like you're drinking out of the lake when you're drinking tap water.
The ProPure G2.0 filtration system removes these deadly substances, leaving only fresh-tasting, deliciously clean water.
Okay, this is very tasty.
It's good water. Refreshing.
It's good.
Go to InfoWarsStore.com today. Use promo code WATER and save 10% off your ProPure purchase. Or call 1-888-253-3139.
From his Central Texas Command Center, deep behind enemy lines, the information war continues. It's Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Pastor Chuck Baldwin is going to be joining us here in about 6-7 minutes for the balance of the hour to talk about an initiative to try to take our country back. We'll also discuss the current state of the world and where he sees things going. And then at the start of the next hour, I will get into the technocracy. IBM develops a computer chip with 1 million neurons that functions like a human brain, and that dovetails with a new report out by the Pew Research Project and a major university with connections to DARPA, that robots will take over jobs and displace humans. Well, that's because the architecture of the new political, financial, economic structure is being built to end humans as we know it. That's on record from MIT, Stanford, Bill Joy, Google. I mean, the course has been set. That's how I know what's coming. When we have victories and hold it off, people say, oh, some of it's happening, but not all of it, as we try to hold the gate against this, as we try to build a future for humans, not a eugenics, technocracy-based system. The unwashed masses just scream, begging to be destroyed. Give us our NASCAR, give us our NFL, give us our political correctness, our MTV. Give us Barabbas. Give us our vaccines. Give us our New World Order. Give it to us. We want it. I'm going to go to Weldon and Fred and Chris and then Dale later, but I want to finish up with Lisa. Lisa said that if you just joined us, I held her over, that she was from Ferguson. We're going to break that down as well today, the rioting, the looting, the rest of it, and things to come. Stories are up on Infowars.com. But she said, hey, I'm a vet tech since it's back to school and we've got all the vaccines and things happening. And she said that, if you just joined us, that vaccines do the same thing to animals they do to the kids. Well, see, I worked for a small animal vet for 2 years, from the time I was about 13 to 15. Then I got a car, and I was sent for a year to live on the ranch because I was getting a lot of fights and stuff. I was just taken out of school almost for a whole year in a summer, and I worked for a large animal vet who I'd worked for in some summers before, but I worked for him straight through, and he would tell people, well, they recommend shots every year, but I think it messes them up. We see all sorts of problems when we vaccinate dogs and cats every year. I know it's recommended. Well, since then it's changed where it's every 3 years or so, because the vets themselves had a backlash, and you want ulcers, you want eczema on your cats and dogs, you want them to have health problems, you want them to get really bad allergies, you want them to get epilepsy. Now, I haven't heard what she's going to say yet, but she says she's a vet tech, and I'm going to have her recap. I know vaccines are bad, folks. I know that 4 years running, every year in August into September, it causes whooping cough outbreaks in California and other states when they give the MMR and other vaccines and the whooping cough vaccine. And it comes out in the newsletter. The vaccine does it. I know what the hepatitis shots do in babies. I know medical doctors refuse to take them. I know, okay, because my dad's an oral surgeon. I know a lot of medical doctors. So I'm not medically ignorant. See, Obama said that people that are anti-establishment read only what we want to read. Bull. I read everything. I'm not in some echo chamber. It's you, the authoritarians, that are. I know. Let me tell you something. I've cut myself out ranching before and had stuff that might have had tetanus in it because around horse manure, that's where it grows. And I haven't gone and gotten a tetanus shot. I've had a puncture wound, and I've stuck a knife in there and had that sucker bleed. And if the tetanus shots weren't filled with other stuff, I'd go get one. But that's one of their favorite vaccines to add other hormones to manipulate male and female genetics. And they've been caught doing it in secret test in Africa and India and the U.S. I'm not taking a tetanus shot. Even though it risks my life. I want to take that shot. I want good medicine. I don't want to be screwed with by a government jacking stuff into the vaccines. You go, well, why is it hurting the dogs and cats too? Because there's no oversight of vaccines. They all have immunity. They cook them in big, giant tanks. At the big vaccine manufacturing facilities up in Michigan and Lansing, that's where they make the vaccine they spray on meat. That's a live virus that eats bacteria. It's a wonder we're not all dead yet. You know what else they cook in those tanks? They use the same tanks that they make vaccines in other batches. They then reset the tanks and make other vaccines in them. It's devilish. It's demonic, folks. It is beyond just them tailoring stuff in the vaccines to hurt people. They just do whatever they want. Like it's a random gambling or something just to see how we mutate. I'm sorry I'm ranting. I get so angry about it. Thinking about all the kids right now that are getting shot up with dozens of vaccines and having epileptic seizures. They'll usually have 1,000 kids getting vaccinated at a big city vaccination campaign. Oh, can we get your free vaccines or get arrested? There's no law. You don't get arrested. It's all just hoaxes. They'll have dozens and dozens of kids that have epileptic seizures on the spot. No, they just had a bad reaction. No big deal. Imagine babies being shot up with that. Sorry, Lisa, I'm ranting, and we're going to our guests and back to your calls. What did you want to tell us about the vaccines?
Well, I love listening to you. You know, the yearly vaccines haven't been phased out. They did go to 3 years, but then there was a big pushback against them, and they said, no, we have to leave it up to your veterinarian. So many people get that card in the mail every year, and they think, oh, gosh, I've got to go get Buffy her shot. I'm a good owner. Well, then you're going to get a tumor at the injection